Hi there, this is the video that will summarize and go over what was talked about in class on September 17th and September 18th during the fourth week of school. So what we covered is the learning target was we will close read to make inferences about a text. We looked at close reading skills, and we talked about how it's just like asking yourself a series of questions as you read. Some of those questions that you should ask yourself are, who is the narrator? Are they a character, third, or first person? What's being talked about? What clues tell you this? And when I'm reading, I tend to actually highlight, and on Common Lit, you can do that. And then what is the feeling the author is trying to create? Are they trying to make the reader interested, or are they trying to make it scary? And then what are your feelings about the paragraph? How do you feel about the characters? All right, then we went through and we close read this section, which I'll do quickly by thinking aloud. Okay, so we first start with this first sentence. I will wait for her in the yard that Maggie and I made so clean and wavy yesterday afternoon. So the first thing I notice is I. I tells me that it's first person point of view. I don't know who I is, but I know that I is the one telling the story. I then also know that there's a second character, and the narrator is waiting for her in the yard, and that Maggie is a third character. Okay, so in just this first sentence, we know that there are at least 3 characters involved and that they're hanging out in the yard. Okay, I'm going to skip along. It is not just a yard, it is like an extended living room. We talked about how a living room is comfortable, and so their outdoor space is actually really, really nice. All right, then we looked at that was the first paragraph of the story that was assigned last week. This is the start of the second paragraph. Maggie will be nervous until after her sister goes. Okay, so we've now learned who her is. Maggie and I, the narrator, are waiting for Maggie's sister. So Maggie will be nervous until after her sister goes. She will stand hopelessly in the corners, homely, which means ugly, we discussed that, and ashamed of the burn scars, down her arms and legs, eyeing her sister with a mixture of envy and awe. Okay, so we learned a little bit about Maggie. She's nervous. She stands hopelessly in corners. Who stands in corners? She's ugly. She's ashamed. She has burn scars. Okay, so we learned a lot about Maggie. And then we also learned about how Maggie thinks about her sister with a mixture of envy or jealousy and awe. She's amazed. So if Maggie is homely or ugly and she looks at her sister with jealousy and awe, we can know then that Maggie's sister might be beautiful. She thinks her sister has held life always in the palm of one hand. That no is a word the world never learned to say to her. Only really spoiled people never hear no, right? Privileged. Everything is handed to her. Okay, so we know that Maggie's a little jealous, but she's also annoyed and frustrated that her sister always gets what she wants. All right. The other thing that we did is we went over question number 6, but I'm not going to do that now because there's another video that goes over number 6 and number 7. And it is linked, I'm going to point this out, it is linked on the assignment. So it says, everyday use, Common Lit. This is the assignment, and it tells you that for number 6 and 7, you need to use race. It also has a YouTube video here with further explanation if you need it, okay? Also, if you want to redo this assignment, you need to let me know.